Uh, Very good morning. Can you hear me? Scanning the files. Guys, can you hear me? Okay, let's take it forward, guys. I'm really sorry that I could not look into your assignments. Today I will be doing it and I will be responding to that. Okay, I was a bit busy yesterday. I could not do that. And I didn't upload it also yesterday's notes. I'm going to do it. And it is officially confirmed that from tomorrow it will be an holidays till 16th. We will meet again on 17th. Okay, clear? Hope you can all plan accordingly. So now we are going to step into a new concept called as functions. Yeah. So let me make it a okay. Let's talk about the functions, guys. Now, functions is nothing but it's a paradigm. Okay, it is a paradigm. What do you mean by paradigm? It's a style of writing a program. Program is called as paradigm. This is a paradigm. Functions is a paradigm. What is a paradigm? Paradigm is nothing but style of writing a program, guys. Now, I said you like this is one of the most powerful one. Based on this, the modular will be working. Based on this, your the topics which are related based on the functions are first one is OOPS. Okay, it's based on the functions only. If you know functions, you can play. A bit of modularization is also based on the OOPS. Sorry, functions. Okay, we can do the modularization using the OOPS also, but the functions is an effective way of doing it. There is something called as lambda function, which is an extension of the function. And there is something called as decorators, which are the extension of the functions. There is a generator, which is an enhanced version of the. These two are advanced one. These are we are going to cover it in our class. Now, these are the ones which comes under the advanced ones, guys. Okay. Now, whoever is taking up the code sample, I didn't get a Gayatri. What do you mean by that? Code sample. You are asking the classroom code, the whatever the programs we are doing it. Yeah, that is already there in our Google Classroom, right? I think that you have to take the access to that. Just coordinate with the admin people, Gayatri. You will be getting it. Yeah, yesterday's I didn't uploaded it. Before that, I uploaded it. And whatever the pending is there, guys, from the starting, that all will be uploaded. Oh, really? You should have informed me before, Gayatri. I would have escalated and make sure of that. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let's finish it off this one once for all. Let me help the Gayatri on this. And before I forget, just give me 1 second. guys? All of you got the classroom link? Google. Gayatri, like they are saying that they already escalated all the links or sent all the links to the students. So you can do one thing. They are saying that maybe because of the wrong email ID or something like that, that may be going to the other one. Can you please share your email ID to me so that I can send it to that? Not over here. Can you please ping me over my WhatsApp? Like, or let me take this. I have it, right? I will take this. Are you sure this is Gayatri VGS? Let me take this. నేను ఎందుకు ఇస్తా కోడ్ వాళ్ళు చేసే పని వాళ్ళు చేసుకోవాలి. We are not having the access to that. That is, I'm violating the rules. ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఎంతమంది కంటే తక్కువ ఇవ్వచ్చు, కానీ అది రైట్ కాదు కదా. They have to do it. Okay, let me do this, Gayatri. Okay, I will escalate it today and I will make sure that this is done for you. Okay. If not, then I will share the link from myself itself. Yeah, no problem. Asanali, even you don't have it? Okay, let me try to get it done for you people. Okay, now this is a paradigm, guys. This is a paradigm. It is a style of writing the code. See, actually where these functions are used, till now we didn't use the functions. We have done some decently, you know, useful code. We have done it, coding we have done it. But you know why we need this all together? See, one of the major reasons why you want to use the functions is reusability. Okay, code reusability. I can write it as code reusability. This is the reason why we are going to use the functions. Okay, functions is a paradigm, which is a style of writing a program. And till now we were never used the functions till now. But is that not a style, whatever we are doing? Yes, we are, whatever we are running, whatever we did it till now, that comes under the category of procedural paradigm. Okay, or it is also called as top-down approach. Okay, this is a procedural paradigm what we are using till now, which is just like how you you know, read a book, or how I am writing, starting from the left side, going to the right side, then I am coming to the next line and doing it, right? This way is called as procedural paradigm. But when I am using the functional paradigm, the whole structure will change a bit. Okay, now what is the major advantage is code reusability over here. Now how it is done, now let me see this, what is the advantage. And so suppose if I have a code, guys, just imagine I'm having a code of maybe 1000 lines code I'm having with me over here. This is my 1000 lines code. Just think that. Okay, this is my 1000 lines code. So some code is there like this. Okay, in this 1000 lines code, maybe around 50 or 10 lines code is there, which is repeated for 20 times. 10 lines code is there, which is repeated for 20 times. So how much code is repeated over here? 200 lines of the code is repeated. Now with this, I'm making a big mistake over here. First thing is, how I will get the code? Code will not generate on its own. Someone has to write it, right? So I'm wasting my resource. Okay, my coder time I'm wasting, my developer or the programmer coding time I'm wasting. Time is wasted. That is, I'm wasting my resource over here. Second thing, what is the work of the PVM or the interpreter? It will do the two things. First, it will go and check the error. Then it will convert to the binary code, right? So each and every line, my interpreter go and check it out. But how many lines are repeated over here? 200 lines. So 200 times unnecessarily my interpreter is going and trying to execute it. Imran, just don't write it over there like that. Okay. I don't want to see it that, Imran. No, I can see that someone is by the name Imran is writing the on this one. Please don't do that. Okay. Now, now this is like, you are writing the code. Okay, that's okay. That's okay, Imran. Now, what you are doing it? First, I'm wasting the time waste. Time is wasted. Now, PVM is going and interpreting each and every line, right? So again, I'm wasting my PVM time. I'm wasting my PVM time over here. These are my major resource. So I'm wasting my resource. Resources. Okay, I'm wasting my resources. First major disadvantage. Second thing is that just imagine now here there is a block of statements of 10. Here there is a block of statement of 10. Here there is a block of statement of 10. These are the repeated ones. Now I want to add one more line in that. I want to add one more line. There are 10 lines are there. I want to add one more line in that. How many places I have to do it? 20 places, because 10 lines are repeated 20 times. So how many places? 20 places I have to do it. Now this process of adding a new line into the existing code is called as enhancement. They call it as enhancement. Okay, enhancement. This enhancement is a problem, guys. Enhancement is a real problem over here. No, it is enhancement. Okay, enhancement. Now this enhancement is a problem. Why? Means you have to go to the 20 different places and you have to do it. Now after this, okay, after this, I did a mistake in adding the code. In one line I'm adding, right? I did a mistake. I didn't recognize it. I added at 20 places. Now I have to repair that mistake. I have to debug it. Now, how many places I have to do it? 20 different places. Again, the debugging will be a problem. Debugging is a problem. Enhancement is a problem. Debugging is a problem. Wasting of the resources. These are the major problem over here. So first is I'm wasting my resources. Sources. Next one is it is an enhancement is a problem. Then again, debugging is a problem. Okay, these are some of the major problems when I'm going with my normal procedural programming. Okay, normal procedural program. To avoid these problems, what they came up with is they came up with a functional paradigm. Functional paradigm. In this functional paradigm, what they did it is, see, they got this one, right? They identified the repeated code and then they kept this code in the starting. They identified the repeated code over here, and what they did it, they kept this repeated code in the starting over here. Only how many times you will write? Only one time. That is only 10 lines you will write it. Now, wherever you want it, you can call that one. Wherever you want it, you just call that one. So you will be calling it. Here I called it once. Here I called it once. Here I am doing the calling. So how many different times I did it? 3 different times. Like this, you can do it 20 times, 100 times, or 200 times. But how many times you are writing the code? Only once we are writing the code over here. If you check it out, here is my code. Only once I am writing it. So my programmer is writing how many times? Only once. So my interpreter is interpreting how many times? Only once. Okay. Now, how many times I am calling? Multiple times I am calling it. So whenever you call it, it will go and it will execute it. Now, without calling, this code will not get executed. Only if you call this block, then only it will be executed. Now you may ask me how to call. Now, if I want to call you people, like how you have a name, right? So definitely you will be giving a name to this block. You will be giving a name to this block. There's a particular process is there. We are going to give the name, and using that name, I will do the calling. Now this is a concept. Okay, I'm not talking about the syntax. Okay, this is a concept. Now here it will go and execute. After execution done, where it will come down? Same place where it is called. Remember, this is a very important point. If I call it from here, it will go and it will execute all the code, and then it will come back to the same place. Now after this, here it is calling again, it will go into this, and after all the code is executed, it will come back to this place. Okay, this is a very important point you have to note down. Wherever you are calling it, that place only the code will be written, the execution will be returning back. Okay, so this is the basic major. Now what is the advantage of this is I'm saving my resources. Okay, I'm saving my resources. My interpreter will be used only 10 times, so my coder saving resources. Next one, if I want to enhance, I want to add few new lines. How many times I have to add it? Only once. Okay, only once. So enhancement is easy. Easy. And what is the debugging? If I make a mistake, how many places I have to do it? Only once. Okay, now this is the major advantage of this. Okay, my length of the code will be reduced, my resources are saved, and my enhancement is easy, and debugging is even easy for me. Okay, so this is the major purpose of the functions. Okay, so how the function you have to define? So function will be having two major parts. One is the definition of the function. Second one is called the calling of the function. Okay, the two major parts will be there. Function. Okay, definition and the what is the definition is nothing but, you know, whichever the repeated or the business logic, whatever the code is there, business logic or the repeated code, you are going to put down over here. The place where we put our business logic or write our business logic. Okay, now the place where we write our business logic, it is a block of statements where we write our business logic. Okay, it's a block of statements where we write our business logic, you can say it. Business logic. Let me take it this one a bit, or let me take this one down. Okay, it is a definition. Is definition of the function is nothing but it's a block of statements where we write our business logic, or you can say that repeated code. Now here, what is the calling of the function? You know, the calling the block. Okay, block of statements. It is a statement which is used to call block of, or definition block, I will say that, call definition block. So this is from where you will be calling this definition block. Remember this. Okay, Now, always remember that next important point should be definition should be before calling. Before calling. Definition block should be before calling. Before calling statement. Always remember that definition block should be before calling statement. Now, the third point is a definition statement can exist without calling also. Without calling, the definition statement can exist. Or definition block, not the statement. Block can exist without any calling statement. Without any calling statement. Remember that. Okay, without any calling statement. So definition is definition block, definition part. First one is definition of the function. Second one is a calling of the. It is a block of statements where we write our business logic or repeated code. Definition block should be before calling statement. It is mandatory definition, and the definition block can exist without any calling, without any calling statement. If there is no calling is done, still the definition is there, no problem, it will exist. Now, coming down to the calling block. So the calling can be, the calling statement should be after definition. Definition statements, definition block. After definition block. And you know, you can't call without any definition block. You can't, it should be, you can't call definition block without defining the definition block. Here you see definition block can exist without any calling statement, but definition block you can't call, we can't call definition block without defining it, without defining it. So these are some of the important points you have to remember about this. One is the functions are of two major functions, has two major parts. One is the definition part and next one is a calling part. Now, definition is, it's a block of statements where we write our business logic, and definition block should be before calling statement. And you know, definition block can exist without. Now, this is, it's a statement which is used to call the definition block. Calling statement should be after definition block, and we can't call definition block without defining it. Okay, guys, now let's see the syntax of this. Syntax will be always definition block should start from DEF. Always definition block should start with DEF, and this DEF keyword, it is keyword, and followed by the function name, and then end up with the parenthesis and semicolon. Okay, definition, okay, something like this. Definition, DEF is a keyword, then you give the function name followed by the parenthesis with the colon, and then you will be having within the indentation, with some indentation, we are going to put on the statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, like this you are going to have it. Okay, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. Okay, guys, clear? Now, this is the definition, how you are going to do it. Okay, now how to do the calling. Now, here there is a name is given, right? Okay, based on this name, you are going to call it. How this second part is there? This is the calling part. Can you see it? The name and this parenthesis is the one which is used for the calling of the function. Now, a simple example, I will write it. DEF, okay, I'm writing a DEF. I'm writing some sky function. Okay, sky function. And inside this, I will give a statement, print welcome to Python functions. Okay, now this is a block I wanted. Now, this is a function definition. Now, in order to execute this function definition, what I have to do, I have to call it. call it. How to do the calling part? You see this calling part syntax is equals to function name with parenthesis. I will write it over here. Function name with parenthesis. This is the calling part. Okay, guys, this is a calling part. And this, for example, here, what is the name we use is sky function, right? Sky off. When you do this, automatically it will go and execute this one. Okay, clear? Clear, guys? This is how you can define a function. Now, function will be having two. What is the purpose of the function? To execute the repeated a block of statements n number of times. Okay, n number of times based on our requirement. Okay, based on our requirement. The function is nothing but executing a block of statements n number of times based on our requirement. That is what is called as function. The function will be having two major parts. What is the definition part, definition of the function? Next one is a calling. These are the ones you have to know it. Once you know this, then it will be easy, guys. Now let's see this, how we can deal with this function. Okay, can I move forward? Now let's make it a basic function, guys. First fun, I will write it. Okay, now first what I said it, we should have that definition part, and you see this, the definition block should be before calling this calling statement. Okay, first you should have the definition. So how you should be having a function starting from def. Okay, then we will have the function name. I'm giving the sky as a function name followed by the parenthesis, and then it should be ending the colon. What does colon say to PVM? क्या बोलेगा? हाँ भाई, what is the colon will say? हाँ, वो निकाल के बात करिए, थोड़ा नीचे करो ना. हाँ, इंडेंटेशन मतलब क्या है? क्यों देना है? क्यों देना है? क्यों? मुझे मालूम है आप जो बोल रहे सही है, एकदम सही है. क्यों लिखना, क्यों है इंडेंटेशन देना, क्यों है? सॉरी, ओके, विद इन डेफिनेशन, गुड. तो इंडेंटेशन क्यों देना है? विद इन डेफिनेशन, ओके, ठीक है. इंडेंटेशन, व्हाई यू हैव टू गिव द इंडेंटेशन? हाँ जी, हाँ. सी, इंडेंटेशन क्यों लिखते हैं, मतलब क्यों देते हैं, यहां पर लिखा सोच लीजिएगा. प्रिंट दिस इज फ्रॉम स्काई फंक्शन. कैन आई गिव इट लाइक दिस? क्यों नहीं दे सकते? This is considered as a statement in the main program line. This is considered under the main program line. To make it under this, I have to give it an indentation. To differentiate the block of code inside the function from the main program, we have to use this indentation. Okay, clear? So this says that this block of statements comes under this one. This spacing will say that if I am not giving this spacing, this is considered as a main program. This is main program. So you have to identify differently. We are going to give this indentation. Okay, now I will say that this is from the sky function, and I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, now what is the colon will say? हाँ सूरज, नहीं, ये सेम कहीं पर भी कोलन रहे तो वही रहता ना. द कोलन विल इंडिकेट टू द इंटरप्रेटर दैट अंडर दिस स्टेटमेंट there is a block of code is there. Okay, now here also I am giving a colon. This says that under this statement there is a block of code is there. Now, if you are not giving the block of code, it will give you an error because you are intimating to the interpreter that there is a block of code under this. And if you are not giving the block of code, it will give you an error. Now, here I will print it I. Okay, just I'm printing it. My requirement is print like 1 to 10 numbers. That is what this is a function. And here inside this is the block of the code which comes under this function. Okay, I already said it before also. Haji, हमारा क्लास हमें ही सुना रहे हो क्या? Okay, yeah. So if you identify this, guys, whenever you are writing a code along this line, this is called as main program line. Now, when you entered into this function, there is a colon is given. That means to say that there is a block of statement under this statement. So that's to identify those statements, we are going to give this spacing. This spacing is called as indentation. Now, can you see this? All of them should be of one straight line. This line is called as this function program line, Sky function program line. Now here there is one more colon is there. Now here we are having one more indentation over here. This line belongs to, these statements belongs to this for loop. Now this for loop program line is this one. Okay guys, you have to make sure this program line should be, spacing should be same. You can give 4 spaces, 10 spaces, 20 spaces, whatever you want to give it. But all the statements should be of same line. You can't give it as you like it. Okay. Now this is very important, guys. You will be understanding why I'm talking it on this. Yeah, Dev, that's correct. It's a block of statements. Now, guys, now this is under this function. We are having this block of statements. Okay, clear. Now I want to call this function. Okay, I have to call this function like this. This part is the calling of the function. Okay, guys, this is a calling. Now, when I do this, what will happen? It will execute the function. Okay, now how many times I want it? I can call it over here. Now, remember one thing over here. Try to understand the flow. See, whenever you are calling this function, the execution starts from here. Okay, execution starts from here. Now it will just see this one. There is a definition part. Okay, the interpreter will see that there is a definition over here by the name Sky. Will it enter into this? No, it will not enter into this. Just it will remember the name and it will come down over here. And it will see that there is a calling part over here. From this calling part, it will go back into the because it remembers that there is a definition before. So it will enter into this and then it will start executing. Okay, executing. After completion of the last statement, it will get back to the same position where you called it. This is an important point. Once you call, then only it will enter into the function. Without calling, it will not enter into the function. The function block, if you want to execute it, you have to call it explicitly. That means you have to manually call it. That is what we are doing it over here. We are calling the function over here. So then only it is getting into the function and it is executing the block. And then it is coming back to the same position wherever you called it. Okay. The execution starts from here, not here. If you keep 10 function definitions also, none of the functions will be executed until and unless you will not call. If you call, then only it will be executed. Remember that, guys. Now, okay, let's see that whether it is really happening in that way. Okay. Now I will just do it as simple. Here I will write it like print. This is from main, or this is from main program. Okay. Or this is the first line. Okay, first line. This first line belongs to which program line? Main program line. This first line belongs to main. Now, how the execution starts, as I said it will start from here. It will see the definition over here. It will remember this and then it will come back. Which one will the first line to be executed? Print. This one will be executed. After that, this will come down. You're calling a function. From here, it will enter into this. and it will print this one. This is the second statement. Then it will be printing the numbers. And after this, where it will come back? Wherever you are calling it. Now remember this, wherever you are calling. Remember this point. It is very, very important point, because sometimes we will be calling in the another program also. That is what is called as modularization. Wherever you are calling, it will go to that place only, wherever you are calling. So here we are calling, it will. Now, if I put a statement over here, this statement will be executed, and then again you will call it. Again, this will go and execute for the second time, and then it will come back after this to the place wherever you are calling. Okay, clear? Now, one call, if you are doing one call, it will execute only once. One call will execute the block only once. Remember that. Okay, now let's see this one. I think that I've done all the basics with you. You will be understanding this. Got it, guys? Clear? This is the way it is being executed. Now, I said it, one more important point over here. See this, if the definition block should be before calling statement. Okay, now let me see this. This definition block, can I keep it down over here? Now, there's no definition block. Can I call it? No, because there's no definition at all. So where will we be calling? Now you see, it will be saying an error. This has been executed. This has been executed, but this one, it is showing an error. Name sky is not defined. That means say that the name sky function is not having a definition. Okay, let me do this. I'm removing this part. I'm putting the definition after this. After this, you're calling it, but definition is down. How the execution starts? The execution starts from here. Top down approach, it will start over here. In this place, did the interpreter find any function definition? No. So you are calling, so the interpreter will think that there is no function definition over here. Now, so you know, it will trigger an error saying that no, even though there is a function definition after the calling, it will not be considered. Now you see this. Let me run this one. Same it is saying, even though it is mentioned over here. Okay, clear, guys? So it should be always before calling. The function definition should be always before calling over here. Okay, first thing, that's what we said it right over here. The function, the block of statement, this is the one we have seen it. Now this one we checked it just now. The function definition should be before calling. Before calling, the function definition should be there, and definition block can exist without calling. That means to say that if there is a definition block is there, if I'm not calling it over here, still there's no problem. No problem over here. This can be exist, no problem at all. Why I'm not getting any output over here? Only the block will be executed whenever you call explicitly. If you're not calling, it will not execute. Remember that. Okay, now here I'm not calling it. I have the definition over here. I'm not calling it. Still there is no problem. Okay, still there is no problem. And without definition, can I call it? No, we can't call it. Without definition, you can't call it. Now I'm calling sky over here. I can't call it. Okay, clear, guys? Now let me show you one more thing. Now, this is what is the use of this block of statement? Specially used for the reusability, right? We can call this block of statement n number of times, wherever we want it, whenever you want it. But you know where I can call? Only within this particular program. Within this particular program only I can reuse. Okay, clear? But this is reusability. Definitely this is reusability, but this is not so effective. This is not so effective. Why means, just imagine here you are creating a block of statement over here. Okay, this is your program and you are making a block of statement over here starting. Now you know that how the block of statement look like, and we are calling this one n number of times over here. I'm doing the calling one time, second time calling, third time I'm doing the calling over here. Okay, 3 times we are doing the calling. Now this is within the same program. The block of statement is within the same program. So calling is not at all a problem for us because it can be called n number of times. No problem about that. But just imagine in the realistic scenario or in a real-time environment, you are not the only working over there. There will be n number of a group of team you will be working. Now, suppose we are a team. Now I wrote this code. I wrote this block of code. Whatever the block of code is there, I wrote it. This block of code, I can use it n number of times. But if you want to use it, you can't use it. You can't use it because if I give the name of this function file, this file name is func.py, and this function name is maybe sky. Okay, this is a function name. Here I am calling sky of, right? I can do it. From here, it will go n number of n. Now you are over here. Your program is over here. This is your program. Okay, this is you. Okay, now you want to use this one. No, you can't do it. You can do it, but the problem is this all will be being a big obstacle for this. So to avoid this scenario, what we are going to do it is, I will create a one more file over here. Okay, one more file. And in this file, what I will do, I will get this block of statement, whatever the block of statement is there over here, this block of statement, I will make it a bit smaller. This block of statement, I will put it over here. Okay, now there is no block of statement over here. Can I call over here? It will trigger an error. Where is the block of statement? In this file. This file name, I will give it as mod.py. Just imagine. So my block of statement was here previously. I was using it. I get that one and put it over here. Now here is my sky. Here is my sky. Now the sky is not there over here. This one is not there. Now sky is over here, the function. So now here you should take one thing very important note is you should not have the calling part over here like this. You should not call. You should never call it over here. Remember that. Whenever you are creating a modular file, this is name is I kept it as a modular file. Wherever you are keeping the reusable code, there you should not have the calling part, guys. Remember, only definition should be there. Only definition should be there. Now, what is the advantage of this one is now I can call it from here. I can call this file and you can also call this file. Not only you, if there is one more person is there, this person also can use it. There is one more person is there, this person is also can, because this is a separate file. It is nowhere connected to any particular one. This process, this is a very effective way of reusing. Reusability is very effective over here, so that all my team members can use it over here. Now, this is called as, this concept is called as modularization. Modularization. Okay, modularization is a concept which is used over here. This modularization will be very, very effective. Now I'm going to show you that. So you are done it a simple program over here. Now I want to keep this one. I want the other people should be using it. I am saying that first function is a one file which is using it. I want to have it the other file also second function. I want the second function also should use the same code, whatever it is. Same code, I want to use it. So first I will create a modular. Modular is nothing but it is a simple file. That's it. I will give the name as M because it's a module, right? I will give it as M. You can give it your name also, no problem. M.py. I will give it. It is automatically M.py. Now, what is this? This is my definition. I'm taking the definition. Okay, let me make it separate, then you will understand in much better way. Okay, 3 different files, guys. Okay, can you see this? 3 different files. This is the one where we are having the first code. I called it, it was executing perfectly. Can you see this? It is executing perfectly over here. Now I took this one off. And what I do it, I will put it in M. I'll put only the definition. See this, only the definition I'm putting out. Now, if I execute this one, will it execute? No, it will not execute. Now you see, it will give me an error. Function sky is not defined. Okay, it will not work because this is in a different file. This is in a different file. I'm not having the relationship between these two. I didn't establish the relationship. Now I will say over here to the interpreter that this function definition is there in the m.py. m.py. So what I will do it, just because all of them are in the same folder. Can you see it? In the function folder, they are in the same folder. So no need of giving the path. We will see that how to give the path in the future. All I will say that import m. That's it. M. M is what? File name. Can you see that? This is a file name. I'm giving the name as m, file name, mod or m, whatever you want to give it, give it. Here, this I'm saying m. And here I will use it m dot. That's it. Once I do this, this will automatically from here, your interpreter will be seeing this first. It will see this one, your interpreter. It will go into this file and it will check that there is a definition sky is there. Then it will come back and it will start looking, go with the program. There is a function is called over here. Now it already went over here and it's seen it. So it will go back and execute this one. After executing, where it will return? Wherever it is called. Wherever it is called, it will return it over here. Remember that. Okay, clear? Now let's see that whether it will work in this way or not. It's working. Now, which file I'm executing? Can you see the file name, guys, over here? First fun. First fun is the one which I'm executing over here. Can you see the left, like on the right side over there? I'm putting on the first fun. Now that first fun is not having the definition. Where is the definition? In the m.py. You are going and getting. Now the advantage of this one is now the second fun can also use it without any problem. The second fun is where? Second fun is over here. Now this one is you. This is you. Okay. Now I wanted you to use the same file. How? What I have to do it again? First step, import m. Then how to call it? m.sky. Simple. Got it, guys? Now, if I execute this one, what will happen? It will go and call this function and it will execute and come back over here. And if I'm executing this one, it will go and execute this one and come back over here. This is the real reusability. Okay. Now there is an, a concept is there nowadays, very trending is there, auto ML. Auto ML is nothing but where the ML is machine learning. So you are creating the models, different models, and you are sending the data to the different models. So here I will create a different models over here. Can you see it? One model, second model, third model, fourth model. I will create it like this, and I will send the data over here. Automatically, all of them will be executed. Now, this is the concept behind the auto ML. Why we are dealing with this one is because of that auto ML concept. Now, with this, your problem of selecting the which algorithm is solved. There is no need of selecting any algorithm. Put all the algorithms inside this file m.py and send the file data, and it will go through all the different modules. Says different models, and it will give the best of the results. So automatically you have the best. No need to worry about. Okay, that is the advantage of this one. Now, majorly all the companies like Data Robot or Auto Robot, and there are many companies are there. They are using the same mechanism over here. Got it? Now let's execute this one, guys. Now let me run this. Can you see it? We are getting the same. Now, if I run this, I will get the same first. Now, where is the code? Over here is the code. Now, there is one more advantage is there with this. What is the advantage? Is security. Now here, if someone has come to this file, is seen my code, will it understand what is the code here? There's nothing is there calling. Again, he has to find this one and he has to find the business logic over here. So here the security will be coming into the picture. This process is called as modularization. Again, one important thing you have to remember is here in the modularization module file, you should never have the calling part. Now, if I keep a calling part over here, will it raise an error? No, it will not raise an error because it's following a proper rule, definition and the calling. But when I call this one, what will happen? It will go and execute this one also. So double time, it will be doing it. One time, it will be calling from here, it will be executed. Second time, you're calling it over here, this will be executed. So double time, you will be getting the output. So that is a reason why always remember that whenever you are creating a module, you should never have the only the reusability code only you should have it. Okay, if you understand this one, guys, it is easily you can play with the modularization. Okay, now let's go with this. I will run this one. You see this, it will be executed double time. You see double time. Okay, first time it is executed because of this calling. Second time it is there is an execution is there because of that. So never put anything over here. Remember that, guys. Clear? Now now this you understood, right? Now whatever the program I am going to do it, I want you to do it using the modular. Okay, clear? Any questions? Great. Now let's do the program, guys, over here. Now I want to print a table. Okay, I want to print, or let's do the addition. Function add. Okay, now add is my name. I'm giving my own name. You can do it your own name. So these functions can be of two types. One is a built-in function. Second one is called as user-defined functions, guys. These functions will be of two types. One is a built-in function. Types of functions. One is called as built-in function. Second one is user-defined function. Now, built-in functions are the functions which are already there. The definition is already there. You are using it. You are using it. Now, the best example is print. Print is a function. You see, it is a calling part. Can you see this? This is a calling of the definition, like definition. Definition, where is the definition? Definition is somewhere inside the, you know, in the program, in the Python it is written. You are calling that one. This is just like your calling part. Now how you did it over here, the calling part, you see this one, how you are doing the calling part, the same way you are doing it over here. Can you see it? Okay, there is one more function is there. What is that? Input function. This is a calling part. Again, there is a length function, type function, ID function. All these are the built-in functions, guys. Int function, string function, list function, all these are built-in functions. Now, when you define a function on your own and then you call it, that is called as user-defined function. Now, what we did it with the sky over here. Now, okay, I will write it over here. One more function over here. First, or function one, I will write it so that it is easy, because I'm not writing the basic code, which is important. And this is a normal function, guys. First what we did it is that one. I'm keeping it as it is. Now, this is the definition of the function. Who defined? I defined. Who is using this? I'm using it on my own requirement. So when a user will write a function definition and he uses for his own purpose, that is called as user defined function. Usually they will say it as a project specific functions. We will define the functions on the project specific. That comes under the category of this user defined function. Remember that. It is in this, the user defines function and use it for project specific purpose is called as user defined function. Okay, now this is what is called as user defined function. Now here the user will be the solo responsible for creating the function and doing it. Okay, okay guys, let's do some quick examples over here. Now I want to create a function over here, function add. Now here my purpose is I will create a function over here, my own function by the name function def add. Add, you can give it as any name, add one or something like that. Don't get confused. This is not a user defined function. We defined it. Okay. Now I'm going to give a colon over here. Here in this, my requirement is I have to do the addition. To do the addition of the numbers, we should have the numbers, right? We should have the numbers. So first I'm taking the numbers from the user. Num1 is equals to input, enter a number, okay. Now second one is num2 is equals to input of enter second number, okay. Because these are the numbers, it has to be specifically numbers. I will convert it directly to the integer over here. Okay guys, from tomorrow there are no classes till Monday. We will meet. Okay, मौका ढूंढते रहो, क्या गलती करता कब मारे. Okay, now Monday malla class. Now here we have to add it. A is equals to add, I'm taking a variable, I'm taking any variable. A is equals to num1 plus num2. Okay, now I want to print this one. Can we print it? Print A. Now I have to run this one. Can I run it? What happened? No calling. No calling. When you don't have the calling, it will not execute. Remember this. So I have to call it. Where? Add one off. Add one off. When I do this, what will happen? Automatically it is asking me the 100 I will give it and 20 I will give it. What we are going to get it? 120 over here. Clear? 120. Now this is a proper way of doing it. Now I want to do the multiplication. I will have one more function called as multiplication. So def mul function, mul1 I will keep it for your sake. And we already having the num1 and num2 over here. Can you see it? Num1, num2 is already having, we are taking the numbers. I want to use those numbers and I want to multiply it over here. Now let me do this. Okay. Num1 into num2. Okay. Num1 into num2 I'm doing. I'm storing in a variable called as m over here. I'm storing in a variable called as m. And I want to print it. Print m. Okay. Now can I run this one? See, already we are taking the num1 and num2 over here. I'm using that same num1 and doing the addition. I'm printing the addition. Same num1, num2, I want to use it and do the multiplication. Now let me run this one. Okay? Clear, guys? You want to write it? ఇదంతా పంపిస్తా మీకు టెన్షన్ తీసుకోకండి ఓన్లీ ఆ నోట్స్ వెన్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ దట్ నోట్స్ రైట్ అది వచ్చేస్తుంది కదా ఫ్లోలో అది వచ్చినప్పుడు అది క్యాచ్ చేస్తే చాలు ఇదంతా నేను పంపిస్తాను ఓకే when I giving the definition right वो definition पकड़ के लिख लो वो दूसरे बार नहीं आएगा that's what I'm saying here when I'm saying the definition or explanations right please note down that one that is very important so the next time don't expect the same words will be coming up first time whatever you get it catch it okay that is the best way because even I don't know now here 100 I'm giving 100 and 200 what will be the output 300 and nothing because we are not calling the mul over here right we are not calling the mul function now let's call the mul function mul1 can I do this great I will do it now can I give a separator over here will this separator will be printed when it will be printed so first after execution of add it will execute the complete add and then it will come back over here and it will print this one and then it will go and execute the mul function okay now let's see this one now let me run this I will say that 100 200 what should get it 300 and you will get an error why you are getting error because here you see this whenever you are defining a variable where you are defining a variable what are the variables I defined num1 and num2 only those are the variables there are no other variables are there a is also variable now here how many variables are there 3 num1 num2 and a where they are inside the add one so whenever you are defining a variable inside a function either raskondi whenever you are defining a variable inside the function that variable can be used inside only that function you can't use it outside that function वो मत पूछो भैया होना बोल तो रिकॉर्डिंग कर लो not global nahi it's a local variable the other name is local variables so whenever a variable is defined inside the function that variable is accessible only inside that function okay clear that variable is accessible only within that function only you can't access that variable outside that function okay when you this variable which is defined inside a function and accessible within the same function is called as local variable this is called as local variable so what is a local variable guys so there are types of variables are there types of variables one is the local variable second one is called as global variable now what is a local variable when a variable is defined inside the function and accessed can be accessible only within that function when a variable defined inside a function and can access within the same function is called local variable okay now what is the global variable global variables is the variables which are defined outside the function and can be accessed anywhere inside the program variable defined outside functions any functions any it should not be inside any function outside the function and can be accessible within anywhere inside the program is called as global variable now this is the definition of a local variable and a global variable now what are the local variables over here guys okay. Okay, have you written? Clear? Okay, guys. Now you know that what is a local variable over here. What is a local variable? Whenever the variable is defined within the function, and that scope will be inside that function only. You can't use it outside that. This is a local variable. If you define it over here, you will be using it. Now, if I want to use it over here, then what? It should be a global variable. Now, as I told you, the global variable are the ones which has to be defined outside the function. Now here I'm defining a variable. I will say that my city is a variable, and I'm saying my city is Hyderabad. Okay. Now this city variable can be used inside this function and can be used inside this function, right? Now just comment this one. Okay, as of now, I'm saying it over here. I'm printing the addition and I'm printing the city over here. Can I do this? Yes, no problem. You can do it. Now here I can use it. Yes, you can use it here also. Okay. Now let's see this one. First, you are going to get the 100 and I will give it 20. You will get 120 Hyderabad and Hyderabad. No problem. Okay. Now, can I use this global variable in the main program? Yes, in the main program also you can use it. From main program, I'm writing it over here. I will write it as city. You can use it. Now, anywhere you can use it. I'm showing it in the two different functions as well as in the main program. Can you see this? Now, I will give it as 100, 20 and Hyderabad. Okay. The three places we have done it. This is from the add function. This is from the mul function. This is from the main program. Okay. All the three cases you can use it. Now, this is okay. This is okay. We are created the global variable outside the functions. Now, what is this variable? Okay, let me keep it as it is. What are these? Now, I want to use this local variable inside this. Can I use it? No. No, we can't use it because they are local variable. So inside the variable which is defined is called as local variable. Now I want to make these local variables available over here. Then I have to convert that one into global variable. How you'll do that? There is a global variable, global, the keyword is there, global, and give it num1 comma num2. Now these automatically became the global variables. Even though they are mentioned inside the function, I'm explicitly converting this one into global variable. First way is to declare a global variable using outside the function. Okay, defining a variable outside the function. Second way of creating a global variable is within the function, means using the global keyword. Use the global keyword and you can create it as. Now this one you can use it over here. Now it is not a problem. You will be doing it. Now I will print it last over here. I'll put on a message over here that this is from mul function. Okay. Now this is from add function. Okay. Now this is from the main program, right? You know it. I will just copy this. I will put on over here. Okay. Let me run this one. 100 add function, guys. It is asking 100. I'm any number 100. I'm giving 20. I'm giving 120 and 2000. And now this is an important point you have to note down. We are converting a local variables into a global variable. How we are doing it? By using the global keyword. can use it. How you are calling is the makes the difference. నువ్వు డెఫినేషన్ ఎక్కడైనా పెట్టుకో ఎట్లైనా పెట్టుకో సంబంధం లేదు. How you call is the one which is more important. Now here you are, okay, that's a good question. Now if I am keeping this one at the starting, here above the global variable I am keeping it. Calling నువ్వు అట్లా చేస్తావు. నువ్వు నంబర్ నమ్2 లేనప్పుడు మల్టిప్లికేషన్ ఎలా చేస్తావు? మరి నీకు తెలుసుగా అది, మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు అడగడం? No, you can't do it. Again, you call it over here. Otherwise, you send it while calling itself. I will show you how to send it. I will show you. Now, this is one way, or the next way is you can declare a global variable using the global keyword inside the function. Okay, using global keyword. Write it this one within the quotes so that it is easy for you to. Global keyword, here we are using the global keyword here, global keyword within the function to convert local variable to global, or no need of this one, no need to convert it because we are using stop. Okay, this is one way, this is a second way, guys. Remember, these are the two ways. Okay, this global and local. Okay, clear, guys? Now we have done this. Now okay, now this is the one. So here if you mention the mul above and add below, but the way you call is the one which makes the difference over here, which one you are calling first. Okay, you can use it that one. Now this one you can do with the modularization also, guys. Just keep this one on a different file and then you can call it. Do you want me to show it or you will do it? Chestara chupetana. Okay, just keep this one on the other file and call it. That's it, using the import. Okay, just try it out. If you are not getting, just let me know. I will do it and I will share it with you. Now this is the normal way of creating, guys. Now next one is, here he is asking me a question. Sir, here I want to call the mul first and then I want to add first, add later. But add is the one which is taking the values, right? Without values, how you'll perform the addition or multiplication over here? You can't do it. Now, if I'm doing it something like this, just see, I'm taking the add over here. I'm calling the add later. Okay, add later. Now, which one will be called first? Mul. So from here, the mul will come down. What is there inside? It will print the mul function and it will say that num1 and num2. But what is num1, num2? Because we didn't call the add, we call the mul first, so it will trigger an error to us. Okay, because we didn't define, we didn't get the value of num1 over there. So always try to call the add function because this is having the input. So whichever the function is having the input, you call that one first, or you take this input and put it inside this. Anything you can do it. But first you should have the values to do the multiplication or to do the addition. Okay, clear? Remember this. Now this is not the way you have to do it. Always you could do it something like this. Okay, always. Now let's go with the another program, guys. Simple program. Now this should understand you much better. Now I will take this one. Now I will say that function of maybe func1, I will write it. Now let's see this. Okay. ఇది బోధాయిగా మన పని. Okay, Now let's take the first function. You know this first function, what is doing? What it is doing? It is adding, right? Now I will write it add 1. Okay. Now I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that. Okay. Nazia, I'm going to show you that. Now, if I'm adding it, so what will happen? It will take the two values, that is maybe 20 and 30. Okay. You will get the 50. No problem. Now I want to do the multiplication. Okay. DEF mul. We will do the, you know, M is equals to num1 into num2. Okay. Clear? Now, if I am calling mul over here, okay, now it will go and execute the, now, okay, global, right? No, should not be problem. Now I should print it, sorry. M over here. Now I will terminate this and I will run it again. Now I will take the number as 10 and 2. 12 and 20, you will get it out. Now you know it very well, right? Where I am calling this? First time I'm calling from the main program. Second time I'm calling now. Now see this, try to understand this process. Now let me show you this. From here, what is happening? It is going into this, it is executing, and then where it is returning? The same place where it is called over here, right? After that, it will go back over here, and from here it will, sorry, not there. It will go into this one, right? This one, and it will come down. Clear? Okay. Now guys, now what is the way, how do you call a function? This is a way to use the name of the function and parenthesis, right? Now what is the process over here? How it will run? It will go from here, from the main program, it will run it. Yeah, it is really problematic. Let me do it. Now how it will goes, guys? Execution, it will start from here, it will see the definition. Okay, now again it will come down over here, it will see the definition. Yes, it will enter into that. No, it will not enter into the functions. No, when it will enter into the function? When you call. So again it will come down, what you called over here. Now where it will enter? Into add. It will take the two values and it will come down, it will print it, and then get back, right? Get back. Now I don't want to call the mul function. I don't want to call the mul function. I want to call the add function only. Add function should internally call the mul function. That's what I wanted. Okay. Now how I will do it? Huh? Inside? यहाँ पर हाँ यहाँ पर दे दो यहाँ mul of. Okay. Now what is this? See this, guys. Basic mechanism is, will interpreter know it that there is a function over here? Just a minute. Here, this is a definition, it will see it, right? It will understand that there is a function by the name add. Now, once it will come down over here, it will see the definition over here. Yes, the interpreter very well know that there are two definitions. One is the add and mul. Now, which one we called over here? Add. From here, it will enter into this. It will execute each and every one. It will take the two values and then it will do the addition. Then what it will do? It will print it. Then what happens? Mul is called. From here, it already know that the interpreter, there is a mul function. From here, what happens? It will enter into this. And then it will execute this one. It will execute this one. And where it will return? Wherever the mul is called. Where the mul is called? In this one. So it will return back to this position. As this is, there is no other statements over here. From here, wherever the add is called, there the cursor will return. Okay, guys, clear? This is the actual internal mechanism. Okay, first we are calling the add and it will go down. Add will call internally the mul, and mul program will be executed and return back to the mul position wherever it is called. From there it will get back. Okay, now let me run this one. Let me run this one, guys. Now you will get the same. Okay, I got the addition and multiplication. Okay, let me write down this one also so that you are understanding that it is entering into this mul function. Now here I will put on a one more statement that this is the end of the add function. End of add function. So after calling the mul, this statement should be executed, right? Because after executing the mul, it will return back the place wherever this is called, right? It will be executed. Now let's see this. Got it? Clear? Now from here it says that this is from the add function. It took to the two values. Yes, it took the two values. It performed the addition and it displayed the add. Okay. Now what it is done? It called the mul function. From here it entered into the mul and it printed this is from the mul function. Can you see this? Then it does the multiplication. Okay. Now then what we will do, it the multiplication is done, it will return back to the same position where it is called. Here it will return. And what is the next statement after that? This is the end of the mul. That is what is being printed over here. And after that it will go to the main program line and it will program is terminated. Okay, guys, so this is the process. It will be. Now try to understand. Now in this way you can call n number of functions. You can call n number of functions. Now just take this one. I will take this one. I will put it in a modular. Can I do that? Yes. You want to know? Copy chesna. I will copy chesna. Cheyodda? Cheyodda? Okay. Mod akkadike velli teeskunnam inko file. Now I am going to take it mod 1, guys. Mod of, or let's write it func1. Now func1 is this one, right? This file. Mod 1, mod func1 means they are connected. They both are connected. Okay. Now I'm writing it. Inside this, I'm giving it. Here there is no execution should be there, right? There should not be any execution. What will happen, guys, over here? Now let me remove this part. Let's take two of them separately. Now let's see it. Okay, this is a mod. Here, this is a calling part. This is my core. Okay, calling part, and this is a mod. What will happen? From here, add should be called, and it will take the two values, and then it will do the addition, right? And then what it will happen? It will call mul, and then it will be mul is over here only. It will be executed from here. Where it will come down? Here, and then this will be printed. After this, where it will come down? To the add here. Okay, clear? Now, how to do this? Import mod 1 func and that's it. Function call kar diya na? Anything else? In front of this, we will use the mod function 1 dot. Right? Now let's see this one. If you do this, you are taking the 100, 200. Okay. Now it will print the output and come down. Where is the logic? Here is the logic. Where I am calling? Here I am calling. Okay. Now, writing this all the time is a really painful process. Yes or no? Every time if I want to write this, this is a painful process. So to avoid this, what I can do it is, instead of writing like this, I will say that from mod fun1, this is the file name, from mod fun1, get everything from that. Everything means star. Star means I will get it. Now no need of writing this. No need of writing this. Now you see, directly I will use the add. Okay. Now when I run this one, you will get the same output. Okay. Have you seen it? There's another way. This is the effective way. Now 100, 200 and something like this. Okay, guys. Now this is an effective way of doing it. Now there may be sometimes, okay, when we are importing it, when you import all of them, there may be like 100 functions inside this. 100 functions, or maybe sometimes 100 or 200 functions can be there inside that. So again, it will be a problem. Everything we are importing will be slowing down our system. We can specify the name also. Now like this, from mod underscore fun1, import which function you want it, add one. Just get the add one. Or if you want the mul, get the comma mul. If there are many functions are there, if there are a lot of functions are there, you don't want to get all of them, you want to get only specific functions, you will be doing like this. Okay, remember that. You will easily understand that what it is. I will remove this first and then you can see the code. Okay, guys, clear? Note down this code. Yeah, we are writing it. Okay. Now I will copy these things into one more one. Okay, mod. I will create a small folder called as mod. I'll create a mod of day one. Okay, mod of day one. Inside this, I will copy the fun. See this one file, two files. I will copy inside this. This file and this file. I will copy inside this. Okay, I will paste it. Okay, inside this, I have a fun. I don't want this one. Okay, guys. Now try to understand this. Okay, clear? Now, we are having one file over here. We created the one file over here. This is my first file, right? This file name is func1, right? Func1, we did it. Okay. Then we created a one more file over here. What is the name of the file? Mod, right? Mod of func1, right? Here I call the function this one, that is add one. I did it, and in this there is a function called as add one. Okay, and there is a mul1 over here, right? And inside this I'm calling from here this one, and this is calling here internally, right? Clear? This is what is happened just now. And then we are returning back after execution here. From here it is returning back over here, right? Clear, guys? This is fine. Any questions? Okay, now let's do it something like this. So okay, before that, this is the mod func1, and here I'm calling the function add one. Now how I will establish the relationship between these two? Import function from, okay, mod underscore func1, import what? Import star, or anything you can give it, import add or star. This will establish the relationship. Now suppose I don't want this mul should be over here. I don't want mul should be here. Where the mul should be? In the another file. I want to keep the another file over here. Inside this, I want to have the mul over here. Just see this. I want to have the mul function inside. This is mod 2. I will give it as mod 2. Mod 2. Okay. This is a mod 1. This is a mod 2. Here, what I wanted is I have two options now. What is that? I can call the add one. I will get the addition over here. And I have to call the mul one. And I can get the multiplication over here. But in order to call the mul one, what I have to do it? Import again. I will say that from mod 2, import all the things, right? You will be doing it. From here, you are calling this one in another file, this one also in the other file. This is very simple. We can do it. But I don't want like this. What I wanted is, I don't want to call it over here at all. I will call only add. Okay. From the add, internally, it should call the mul. Can I do that? Yes, sir. How I'll do it? Yes. Yes. Import what? Mod 2. Where I have to import? In this one, right? Or this one? Here you have to import it, right? Here you import it what? Mod 2 you have to import it. Okay. And then you call it within this function, this one. So automatically from here it will go over here. From here it will come down over here, right? After completion of this one, where it will return? Where it will return? Mod 1 it will return wherever you are calling it. And after completion of this one, where it will return? It will return to the main program. Try to understand this. This is a very important point, guys. Okay. Now let's do this one. So once you do this, there should not be any problem. I will give you this one. You are making a note of this. The diagram just now. Time waste. Okay, guys. Now let's see this one. I am having the fun. I am having the mod. I have to create what? One more now. What is that? Mod 2. I will create it as a mod 2 over here. Mod 2. Okay. Mod of mul also we can put it on so that it is easy for us to understand. Mul. And here you can keep it as mod of mod of mul. I will write it. Okay. Now here this one I will change the name to mod of add so that it is easy for us to understand. Name change and refactor. Right click. There is a refactor is there. Inside that there will be a rename. You can do it. Refactor. Okay. Now this one is the core. I will make it as core. Core means main. Okay. This is a naming convention, guys. I'm slowly making you comfortable with the naming convention. This should be a core.py. Okay. Now this is the core, which is a core point, central point, and this is the first one where is having the module with the add function, and there is a module with the mul function. So in this, I will copy the mul function over here. Can you see this mul function? I will copy it and I will put it over here. Okay, guys, I will put it over here. Now in this, remember this. Try to understand this one. There is a new concept will be coming up over here. Or let's do this one. Okay. Just give it 2 minutes. We will come back to this. Just I want to tell you something so that it is easy for you to understand before coming back to this one. We will do that one, not a problem. A small concept I want to say it. See, we created a function over here. What is the function name was? First function in the okay, this one. Okay, this is an add function, guys. Okay, we know this. What is this is doing? It is doing that. It is accepting the two variables from the user and it is doing the addition. Okay, let me do the addition over here. Now, this is what it is doing it. Now 120, you are getting the addition, normal. If I wanted now, instead of taking this one, now here I have to create a global variable and all those things. If I want to use this one in the definition mul1 over here, in a function mul1, if I want to use this one, what I will do it, I have to create the num1 plus num2 as num1 into num2. When I can access this num1 and num2 when they are global variables. If this one is not global, then can I access it? No, you can't access it. It will be an error. So instead of doing this and doing this process over here, what I want to do it is, I want to collect the num1 and num2 value in the main program. In the main program, I want to collect it. Over here, I want to collect it. This is the function definition of add. This is the function definition of mul. So what I want to do it, I want to take the values in the main program. Num1 is equals to, or let's see that if I have it. Okay, I will write it as num1 is equals to int of an input enter first number. Okay, this is my first number. Okay, guys. Now next one, num2 is equals to int of input of second number. Okay, second number. I'm taking two numbers. Where I'm taking this one? Where I'm taking? Main program. If I take them in the main program, can I access this one over here? Why? It's a global variable. Okay, it's a global variable. Now I'm just calling it over here just like this. Now you see this, it will be executed. You got it 120. Now this one I'm not printing, that's why I didn't call this function at all. Now let me call the mul also over here. Okay, now mul, if I want to say this, I will take it as 100, 200. Now you got it. Okay, guys, no need to now. These are the global variables. These are the global variables which are accessed. But there is one more way is also there to pass on the values from the main program to into the function. Now you may not make sense over here because it is very much accessible. It doesn't make sense, but this makes sense when we are doing it the modularization. Just see this. Where is the values over here? Now see this. N1 is there. N2 is there. What is the variable I'm using to accept the values? Now, what is the variable I'm printing it over here? Num1 and num2. Will they be printing the output? They will be printing the output. Why? This num1 will be printed, output will be coming out. Awesome. क्या हुआ? मैंने उनसे पूछा था, वो आता बोल के बोल रहा है, इसीलिए बोल रहा था. Why we are getting an error, guys? Because you are holding the values in N1 and N2, and what you are printing over here, num1 and num2. Okay, you are doing the application addition in num1, num2. That's the reason why you are getting it. Now, suppose, just imagine, I want to pass on these values, or let's take it. Now, I will not take the values from here. I want to directly pass on the values into num1, num2 from here. From here, I want to now just forget about the mul, forget about this one. Now, in this, the purpose of this one is num1 and num2 will add the values, num1 value, num2 value, and it will add it and it will print it. Now, where is the value I'm accepting? I'm not accepting anywhere. Now, I want to directly pass on the value. I want to directly pass on the value from here to here. So what I can do it is, I will put down the values 100 and 200. Two values I'm passing it. When I'm passing these two values from here, it will be called, right? It will be called from here. It will be called from here, right? Now, when I'm calling, how many values I'm passing? Two values. there should be two variables to accept it, right? If there is two values I'm passing, two variables should be there to accept it. Now let's see this. I'm passing it, but there are no variables are there. What will happen? What will happen? It will be coming an error. Now let me show you this. I'm just commenting this one. These two I'm commenting it because this error I don't want it to display it. Only this error you will be seeing it. Only I'm printing this is from the program. Now let me run this. Now if I remove this one, guys, it will execute. Not to worry about, this will execute. What we are going to get is the output. This is from the add function. Now I'm passing on one value over here. This value should be accepted over here, right? It should catch over there. A variable should be there to catch it. Now when I'm doing this, what will happen? There is, it say type error, add one takes 0 positional arguments, but only one is given. One is given. That is, this is not accepting any arguments, but what you are doing, you are sending one. So in order to rectify this error, give num1 over here. Now what is the value of num1? 100. Let's print that num1 value. Can I print it num1 value? Now let me run this. What you are going to get it? If I'm passing on two variables, two values, how many variables should be there here? Two variables. That is num1 and num2. Now what will I will be printing? Num1 and num2. So what will be the output will be coming? Clear? Now can I do the addition also over here? Num1, num2 is there. Now what can I print it also? Addition? Yes, you can print it. Now do this. Got it? 300. Now what is the type of these variables num1, num2? Is it a global or a local? Local, where it is defined? Here it is defined. These are when a variable is over here, guys, they are called as arguments or parameters. They call it as arguments or parameters. If a variable is defined inside this one, they are called as variables. They are called as local variables. This also will be coming under the category of local variable only. Now you can't use them outside this particular function. These, even though they are called as arguments, they are comes under the local category only. Now this you can't use it anywhere else. Okay. Now this is what is done over here. Now I want to do the same thing with the multiplication. Okay. I will create a mul function over here. def mul1. And how many variables it has to accept to do the multiplication? Two variables, n1 comma n2 I am giving it. Print. Now m is equals to n1 plus n2. Can I use it n1, n2, or I have to use num1 only? We can use it, whatever variable we want it, we can use it over here. Then I will print it m over here. Can I do the m? Now what is the value will be entering into num1? I didn't call mul. I didn't call mul. How it will enter the 100 then? Okay. Now here I am giving it 220. Now what is the value in the num1? Num2 and n1, n2, 20. Then what you're going to get it, guys, output? This is like 100, 200, 300 and 220. Okay. Clear? Now this one should be multiplication. I have done it. Got it, guys? Clear? Now what I'm trying to say is that from the calling position, you can call a function, but also you can pass the arguments. You can pass the arguments, but make sure that when you are passing, how many values you are passing over here, the same number of arguments should be there to hold the values. Okay, remember that. Now here, these two are there. I'm passing two values, two arguments should be there over here. Okay, you got this concept, right? Very clearly you got it. Now let's go to our modularization. That's the reason why I didn't do it here. It will be confusing. Now this is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. Sorry. third, three files. This file mod of mul, what it will do? It will do the multiplication. Okay. Now mod of add, what it will do? It will do the addition. So core will call the add over here. Can you see this? Core will call the mul of add function. This is taking the two parameters, or let's remove this one completely. I will comment this part. Okay. Now I want to pass the values while calling. Can I pass it? I can pass it 100 and 200. Now this value is being passed and called which one? Add function. Where is the add function? Here it is, right? Here is the add function. Just see this. This is the add function. Where it is? In the mod.add it is. Okay, I have to import the mod.add star. Okay. Now here I'm passing on. Here it should accept it, right? It should accept two values. So here I have to give it num1, comma num2. Okay, guys. Now 100 is there in which one? Num1. 200 is there in which one? Num2. Okay. Num2. Clear? Even though they are in the two different files, but the process is same. Whatever we did it just now. When you call it, this one I'm passing on two values. These two values, this function should accept it over here in two variables. They are called as arguments. After doing that, what I'm doing? I'm doing the addition. Now forget about this part. Forget about this part. We don't do it anything with this part. Now, what it will be printing us? What will be the output will be coming up if I execute this one? From here, it will go and call this function, and 100 will be passed on to num1 and 200 will be passed on to num2, and it will do the addition and it will be printing the addition. 300 will be printed. Now you see this. Now let's close this one because it will be too messy. Okay, clear guys? It is doing. Now I want to call from here. I want to call the multiplication. Now this you know it. I can close it. Let's open the mod.mul. Mod.mul. In this, what it require? I will take it N1 and N2. N1 and N2 is having the value? No. I want to pass it this one from the main program. How I will call it? Mul of. Can I do this? But I have to pass on these values, right? How many values I have to pass on over here? Two values, 100 and 20. I'm doing it. When I'm passing this one, this should be accepted over here. In which variable it should be accepted? N1, comma N2. Okay, clear? Now these values are passed, but I didn't establish the relationship between them. See, I imported only mod add. I didn't imported the mod mul over here. So what I will do it from mod under mul import star. Okay, that's it. Finished. Now this one, first it will go and call the add and it will do the addition, print it and it will return back, and then it will go to the mul, take the 100, put it in the N1, 220, it will put it in the N2 and it will do the multiplication and it will be printing it. Okay. I will use a separator over here. Now let me run this one, guys. Clear? You got the output. Okay, guys. This one we are getting it from the mod.add. This one I'm getting it from the mod_mul. Okay. This is what I want to try to say it, like you can pass on the values. Now I want to enhance this code. What I want to do it is, here I want to do the add. Okay, let me take it something like this. I will close down. This is the output one. See, what I wanted over here is, in this case, what I'm doing is I am calling the add first. Add is called. Okay, then it will printing this one and it will return back over here. And this is printed. Then we are calling the mul because we already imported it over here. No problem. It will go and call the mul. And 100 is going into the N1 and 220 is going into the N2. It is doing the multiplication. And after that, it is getting back over here, right? Now, I don't want to do both over here. I want to call only add. and add should call internally mul. That is what my requirement is. So now you see this one, it should happen. What I wanted is, let me clear this one off. I want to call the add. Here I am calling the add. Okay. Add, what it has to do, it will take the 100 in where, and num1, 200 in where, num2. After this, what it is doing, it is doing the addition and it is printing it. Now after this, it is returning back, right? Now I don't want that to happen. From here, I want to pass it on the cursor over here. I have to call mul over here. Can I call? But to call the mul, I have to import the mul, right? Over here, I have to import the mul. But what about the values? Num1, num2 is expecting over here. What values you will send over here? Here, num1, num2, here you can send the num1, num2 over here. Num1, num2 is consisting of what? 100 and 200. The same 100 and 200, can I send it over here? Yes, why? You just call it and send it. That's it. Now that is what the actual complicated thing the people are scared of. Now you see this? Instead of calling over here, I'm not calling it anything over here. From here, I'm not calling at all. Okay, guys? Here, I'm calling the mul over here. Can I do it? Mul of, now num1, num2, I will put it on. Num1, num2. Num1, num2 value is 100, 200. The 100 will be going into N1, 200 will be going into N2. Okay, clear? Now, after this, because it's showing an error because we didn't establish the relationship. What is the relationship? From mod mul, mod mul import star. Okay, guys, import star. Now automatically this will be going and executing. Now is the value is 100, 200 only over here? Let's print it first. Let me print this value. Print N1, print N2. Now here also I will print it. Print num1, print num2. So what will be the value here? 100, 200. The same 100, 200 will be over here. Okay. Now error. Error, sir. ఏంటి ఆడుంది బాటిల్ అక్కడ ఉంది. Okay, now from here it will call this one. 100 will go into num1. Okay, clear, guys? Just see this. 100 will get into num1, 200 will get into num2. I'm printing the num1, num2. Okay, now after this, what I'm doing it, I'm doing the addition. What will be the output, guys? 300, right? Now 300, after I'm calling the mul, because we already imported the mul, this should not be. Now what is the value of num1? 100. 100 will be getting into N1, and this one will be getting into N2, and then it will be printing the values 100 and 200. You do the multiplication and you did it. After doing this, it will return to this point. Remember this, as this is the last statement over here. From here it will return to this one. This is the hierarchy. Okay, it looks very beautiful, all diagrams. Okay, now I will just put a separator over here, guys. Just before calling itself, I will put the separator so that it is easily separated for us. Now let me run this one, guys. This is the one I have to execute, not any one of this. This is the one I have to execute it. If I run this one, what it was? Perfect. Okay. Clear, guys? Okay. This is what is the modularization extreme level. Now we have seen the what is a function. We have seen what is a modularization, how to call the function, one function to the another function, how to pass on the values into the function. We have seen this one. Okay. Yeah. Close kundi kata. నాకు తెలుసు నెక్స్ట్ తర్వాత ప్యాక్ చేస్తాను. Okay, now let's see the one more important point, guys, a simple important point over here. Now this is very important. I wanted you to do it. Now you do the assignment over here. What I wanted to do it is, now you know what are the function, how the modularization, in the modularization I wanted. So you are going to take a core. Core is what to call it. Okay, this is my core. Core is specially used to call, guys. That's it. You are not going to do it. From here, you are going to call a accept function. Accept file. Sorry, py accept dot file. In this, you are going to take the student details, student name, student ID, and student marks M1, M2, M3. Okay. Now these all details, I wanted you to pass it on to the another one called as calc. Calc or output. You can say it as output over here. Output.py. In this, what you have to do it is, I want you to display the name. I want you to display the ID, student ID, and 3 marks M1, M2, M3. You have to display it onto the screen and calculate the total, average, and grade. This one I want to do it. Now here, this is the one you will be doing it. You will establish the relationship between these two. You will call the function over here. Any function name you can give it, student input or anything inside this. And you are going to take, what are the things you are going to take it? Student name, student ID, mark 1, marks 2, marks 3. From here internally, this is a function, right? At the end of the function, from here you are going to call this file. This is a file name. Inside this, you can keep it as a display function. Display function will accept how many parameters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these 5 parameters you are going to pass it over here. You are going to accept it. And before displaying it, you will calculate the total, average, grade inside this one. Okay, guys, clear? Now I want you to do that. First, you just practice the connectivity. Then you start doing this one. Okay. Now there is one more thing I just wanted to do it over here is, this is an important one. Arguments. Okay. Arguments. Now let's see this one. Okay. Now I have a DEF. Fun1 is a function name. Okay. It is accepting N1, N2, and N3. How many values it is expecting? 3 values. So when we have to pass them, when we are calling, you have to pass them. Now here I will print N1. I will write it as N1 value. And I will put it as N1. Now copy this. I just want to print them. That's it. N2 and N3. Now here I will take it as N2 over here. And this one N3. And this one will be N3. Okay, clear? Now then what I will do it, I will add them. Print, what is that? I will add A is equals to N1 plus N2 plus N3. Okay, now I will print it. Okay, guys, now it is clear. Now I will just comment this part. Okay, I will call this function. I will call this function fun1 of 10, 20, 30. Can I do this? If I do it anything less over here, what will happen? What error? Why we will get the error? Huh? We are expecting 3, not defined. We are expecting 3, 2 values are passed out. Okay, expecting 3, we are giving 2 values. So this will be the same. Now if I run this, what I'm going to get it? I'm going to get the 60 over here. Clear? Now guys, 60 is how you are getting? 10 plus 20 plus 30, right? Now which value is having 10 in this variable? Which value is having 20 and 3, 30 and 3, right? That's the reason why you are getting 60. If I give it like N2 is equals to 10, N1 is equals to like n1 is equals to 20, n3 is equals to 30, then what happens? 60. Now, how we are saying that this, on what basis it is going on? Now, it can be like this also, right? You can't say that here the value can be going into this one. This value can be going into this one. This value will be going into this one. Can it happen? Huh? There's a chance, right? How we are saying that only n1 is getting 10? Not index, based on the position. Based on the position. Okay, which is the first one over here? This one is the first one. Next one, this one. Next one, this one. Based on the position, the arguments are assigned with the respective values. Okay, based on the position, the arguments are assigned with the respective values. This type of assigning based on the position, they are called as positional arguments. So arguments will be of 5 types, guys. Let me write down. So arguments will be of 5 types. First one is called as positional arguments. Second one is called as keyword arguments. And last one is called as, next one is called as default argument. And next one is, these are very powerful one, variable length argument, variable length arguments. Next one is called as keyword variable length arguments. Okay, there are 5 arguments will be there. One is a positional argument, keyword argument, default argument, variable length argument, and keyword variable length argument. Now, what is a positional argument is when the value is assigned to the argument based on the position. Position is called as positional argument. Now, the keyword arguments is nothing but initializing the argument at the calling place is called as keyword argument. Function calling place. Keyword argument. That should be perfect. No need of using the word keyword arguments. Okay. Now, what is the default argument? Initializing the arguments at function definition is called default arguments. Okay. Now, what is a variable length argument is nothing but I'm going to explain you. This one is very simple. We'll show you quickly. Then we will move on to the variable length argument. నాకు చెప్తున్నా టైం అయింది ఎందుకు నీకు ఇక్కడ పోయేది లేకుంటే టైం నేనే చూస్తలేను టైం okay guys, clear? You got some idea? See, when there is an argument is there, now we are passing on the values directly, right? Based on the position, when the values are assigned to an argument, that is called as positional argument. Now, when there is a call, 2 parts will be there in the function, right? One is a definition part, second one is a calling part. When you are initializing the arguments at the calling part is called as keyword arguments. Okay, and the important point is keyword argument should follow positional arguments, should follow positional arguments. not position argument, it is a positional argument. Positional argument, keyword argument. Now this is an important point. Always the positional argument should be before then the keyword argument. So if you say that keyword argument is before the positional, it will give an error. It will give an error. You should know that. Okay. This is the keyword argument should follow the positional argument. That means before there should be positional argument. After that only you should have the keyword argument. Before that you should not have it. Okay. Now this one is also at the last you have to do it. This one also default argument should be at the last. After keyword and positional argument. Remember this. Okay. Now let me show you this how exactly it is. Now this one we are going to initialize at the definition point. There will be a definition will be there, function definition. We are going to assign the values at the definition point, that is called as default argument. Now I will tell you where exactly this will be coming up. Now you are sure that we are having this 10 is going into N1, 20 is N2, like that. Let's print it this one. Okay. Now you see this, you are going to get the N1 10. This is what is called as positional argument. Now I wanted, by some reason, I wanted N2 should be having the 10 and N1 should have the 30 and N3 should have the 20. Okay, by this by position is going. I want that N2 should be having 10. So I will initialize over here. N2 is equals to 10. Now what I'm doing, I'm initializing the N2 where? At the calling place. At the calling place. Whenever you are initializing an argument at the calling place, that is called as keyword argument. Now this one is a keyword argument. Now this one should be N3. For me, N3 is equals to, and this one should be N1. Okay, N1 over here. N1. Okay. Now when I do this, what will happen? The first N1 value should be 30, N2 should be 10, N3 should be 20. Okay. Now let me do this. Clear, guys? Okay. Now here I will give it as N1. Okay. N1 over here. N1 is equals to 20. N2 is equals to 10. I want to keep the 30 over here. 30 will go where? N3. Right? N1 will be having 20. N2 will be 10. 30 will be going into N3. Right? What will happen? What will be the output? Or error. What will be the error, guys? Okay, what is the positional argument? This is the position which is going on following the keyword argument. Okay, clear? You should remember that always the keyword should follow the positional, not the positional should never follow the keyword. Okay, remember that. Now, if you, I'm trying to show you this error. Now, my major purpose is to show you this error. This is a very important. Most of the time, the people will not understand these errors. Okay. Now, if I do it something like this, I will put it as over here 10, and here I will give it as N3, and here I will give it as N2. Will it work? Okay. 10 will be going in which one? N1, and N3 will be getting what? 20, and N2 will be getting 30 over here. Now let me run this one. Perfect. Okay, guys. Now why it is working means because positional argument is before keyword argument. Okay, guys. Clear? Now this is the way it will be working. Now there is one more thing I want to show you. Now this one is going over here, right? We know it. Now if I give it an N1 over here, then what happens? Look at this. What will be the error? Why you will be getting error? Now N2, I will give it as N2 over here. N2. Chap. 10 will N2 will be 30 क्या हो रहा है फिर? So what is the N1 value? Ultimate बताओ. 30. Error. Error. Because you are giving two values to N1 over here. So it will be an error. Okay. I like your faces. Now, this is what is, guys. What is happening over here is, try to understand this. First, you are assigning this one on the positional basis. Okay. Then what you are doing, this is what? Keyword argument. You can do this, no problem if you remove it out. But here you are assigning again. Already a value is assigned to N1. Now again you are assigning, that will be a problem. Okay, you should not do that. Okay, remember this. Don't be in an assumption like that. Okay, it will be an error. Clear, guys? Now let's see that what is a default argument. Now suppose there is a condition is kept over here. Now N1, I'm giving it like this, 20 and 30. And how many variables should be there over here? How many arguments? 3 arguments, right? 3 arguments. Now, if I run this, it is running perfectly, no problem at all. Because 3 values are sent, 3 values are accepted. Now, just see this. Just imagine a situation like, now you are applying for an interview or a job. Now they are giving you a form to fill up. What is a form we'll be having is enter your Aadhaar card, enter your PAN card, enter your voter ID, and enter your driving license. Now, first one is having the Aadhaar card is taken. Next one is, okay, let me keep it the same. Again, I have to check. N1 is the Aadhaar card, N2 is the PAN card, driving license or voter ID, and last one I will keep it as DL. Okay. Now it is given, all the 4 is given to you in the form. Now everyone will have all the 4? No. There may be some people, 3 will be passing on and 4 will be passing on, right? We can't say that how many will be there. Now, if I'm passing on, like I have Aadhaar, PAN and driving or voter ID, I don't have the driving license. Will this allow me? No, it will not allow. It will trigger an error to me. See, it will trigger an error. It says that all the 4 are compulsory over here. So I wanted to give an exception over here. If the person is not having the driving license, still it should be okay. Then what I will do it, I will give a default value to this. I'm initializing the DL where at the calling definition point. Now, when you are initializing an argument at the calling point, it is called as keyword argument. When you are initializing a argument at the definition point, this is called as default argument. That's what I said it over here. You see, initializing the argument at function definition is called as, now this is the function definition, right? I'm defining it. Now what will happen over here is, here how many arguments is expecting? 4. Now how many I am passing on? 3. So 10 will be getting into N1, 20 will be getting into N2, 30 will be getting into N3. Now there is 4th one is not having. So what it will take? 0. It will take 0 and it will calculate it over here, the 4 ones, and it will give the total. Now I have to enhance the code. I didn't enhance the code over here. I will enhance the code, guys. This is 10, right? I will print the DL. I'll give it as DL over here. And here I will give it as DL. And here also I will give it as DL over here. Okay, DL over here. Now let's see this. I'm going to add the DL. Now how many I'm passing? 3. I'm passing on 3. Now you see this? Saying that 0. DL is taken. No, I will pass on 4. I will pass on 4 now. Now this will be given preference. This will be, now DL will be 40, not 0. because if you are passing, that value will be given preference. If this value is not passed on, then it will be taken. Now let me run this one. Clear, guys? Now till here it is okay, it's a normal one. Now, okay guys, is it clear? Okay, now I'm putting on all of them over here. Let's see this whether it will work. Error is coming, there's a syntax error. Now positional argument follows. Now this is considered as a positional argument. So this positional argument is considered as, now I will give it something and now it will be working. Why I did this, you will be having everything in a one single program. One positional argument, one keyword, two keyword arguments, and one default argument over here. Now again, make sure that this should be at the last. Okay, usually it will be at the last. Now next one we will do it. It's an important one. I'm just closing this one. Arguments, this should be outside. Now let me open up the arguments over here. Let me take it. Now this is very important one, guys. Try to understand. Usually the people will definitely ask in the interview. I definitely ask this one. Okay, now let's forget about this default. Let's remove this default and try to play with the default, guys. Try to put the default here and there. You will understand it. You know, now I'm printing it. Print, sorry, call fun1. I'm passing 10, 20, 30, 40. Here I'm sure how many I should have? 4, right? Here also I will have the 4. Okay, guys. Now I'm running it over here. Just take it. Perfect, right? No problem at all. Huh? క్షమించేసే బాబు, క్షమించేసే అన్న. Okay, clear, you got it. Now see this, how many values are there? We have to give so many arguments, right? Now what type of arguments are this? Positional arguments. Now I am copying them and okay, let me take it something like this. Okay, how many are there? Don't know. So many arguments should be there over here. Yes or no? This is a painful process, right? I have to count them, I have to give them, I have to print them. All this thing is a big headache for me. So there is an easy way of doing it. How we can do it is, there is, now if this is a normal arguments, right? These are the normal arguments. So I will convert this one into a special argument. How I will do it? I will just give a star in front of them. When I give a star over here, now these all are not required, guys, for us. Now you see this. Okay, let me comment it. Okay, now here also we don't need all these things. Comment it. Now what is this? I'm giving a star in front of n1. Now when you give a star in front of n1, that will become a really a powerful argument. What is the power of this one is, it can accept n number of positional arguments. N number of how many you give it, it will accept it. And at that same time, if you are not giving anything also, it will accept it. So it will accept a 0 number of positional arguments to n number, 0 to n number of positional arguments. Now you see this one is there, right? Here, okay, let's comment this one also. I will comment all of them. There's nothing is there. Now in this, I'm printing only n1. Now all these values will be dumped into the n1. in the form of tuple. In the form of tuple, always see this. Now this type of argument which is having a special power to accept n number of positional arguments, that type of argument is called as variable length argument, or there is one more word is called as arbitrary variable length argument. Arbitrary argument, just ignore that, but this is called as variable length argument. Variable length argument is a special argument which can accept n number of positional arguments, including zero number of arguments. Okay, zero number of arguments also if you are giving, it will work. N number of positional arguments, it will work. That is that. Now, and all these arguments are stored in the form of tuple. Remember that. Now, if I run this one, see this. All of them are accepted. Clear it? All of them are accepted in the form of tuple. Okay, guys. So variable length argument is an argument which can accept n number of positional argument values. Okay. Now, n number of values also you can write it. Special argument which can accept n number of positional values. Or you can say it as a values also. If you are not inviting any problem, then you can say that, you know, positional argument values, you can say it, or you can say just the values. Okay, why I'm saying this is we will be looking at the keyword argument over here. Okay, now this can accept n, and at the same time you can pass it on the zero arguments also. So if it is like this, now you see this, what it is printing, all the arguments. If I'm giving it this many, it will work. Yes, it will work. No problem. If I'm giving it this one, only one, will it work? Yes, it will work. Okay. Now, if I'm not giving anything, it will work. That is the advantage of this positional, or not this variable length argument. Okay, this is the one which is used for the variable length argument. The problem over here is, okay, let me remove this one. Now I am giving it something like this. Okay, now I will say that if I give it, okay, I will give a variable over here, a is equals to, will it work? Yes or no? It will work. So what will happen here? 10 will be assigned to A, and then remaining all will be assigned to N1. Let's print A over here. Got it, guys? Now I am giving it some like 40 over here, 40, 50 or 60. Now I am saying it B over here. Then first value will be assigned to A, last value will be assigned to B, remaining all in the middle will be there inside the N1 over here. Okay, it's saying that, okay, it should be a positional argument, keyword argument. I will give it a keyword argument, guys, over here like this. Now this value will be assigned to B, this value will be assigned to A, and then rest of all will be going into N1. Let's see this. Now you got it. Okay, I will print the B. Okay, B we got it. Now suppose this one we will remove it. Okay, this one I will remove it. This one I will remove it. Okay, now this is not required for us. Now this one is also not required. So all the values will be there inside this, right? This is a variable length argument. All the values will be there inside this. No problem. So now I am having some keyword arguments over here. How many keyword arguments I gave it? 4 keyword arguments. Now, will this keyword arguments will be accepted by this? No. Only this variable length argument is accepting only the positional arguments. It will not accept the keyword argument. Now you see this, it will give us an error to us. Okay, it's saying that function 1 got a unexpected keyword arguments B. Now this one it is saying it, B, C, D. Now to avoid this, now here I have to give it something like this, B, C, and D and E, something like this. I have to do it, then only it will work. Okay, to avoid, now this power is the variable length argument power is, it will accept only and only n number of positional arguments. It will not accept any of the keyword arguments. In order to accept n number of keyword arguments, we are having a keyword variable length argument. What is that? Is any variable with the double star will be acting like a keyword variable length argument. Now you see this. Now this one variable length argument, it will take n number of values and stores in the form of tuple, in the form of tuple. That's what it is. It will store it in the form of tuple over here. Now when we are giving the n number of keyword arguments, this will be stored in keyword variable length argument. The keyword variable length argument will have the 2 stars in front of them. Okay, now it will be storing in the form of dictionary. It will store it in the form of dictionary. Now see this. Okay guys, now this is a, don't get confused over here. Always remember that variable length argument will store the data in the form of tuple. Remember that. And keyword variable length argument will be storing in the form of dictionary. Okay, now this any variable which is having a star in front of that, it is called as variable length argument. What is the nature of that? Nature. What is the purpose of that? N number of, it will take n number of positional argument values. And what is that? If we variable having 2 stars, it is called as keyword variable length argument. And the nature of this one is to accept n number of keyword arguments, and it will store it in the form of dictionary. This will be the key and this will be the value. Then can you see this? Key value will be there. Okay, clear guys? Now there is some coding standards we have to follow. So here you can give your name, no problem. You can give it your name, or you want to give it anyone's name, you can give it variable name, you can give it anything. क्या हुआ? Copy क्यों मार रहा है? आदत से बाज आओ यार. Okay, so now दे दो. नहीं दे दो, नहीं अब शुरू हो जाएगा फिर. Now n1 n2. Okay, now here giving n1 and n2. So in this case, now usually the coding standards has to be maintained. So whenever you are dealing with the variable length argument, always they will be using it as star args. Whenever you see this star args, then you should understand that variable length argument. When you have to use the star, when you are accepting the values, when you are printing it, no need to use the star at all. Directly you can print it as if you are printing a variable. Remember this, don't get confused. Whenever you are accepting the values, you have to use the star. And after that, in order to print it, no need to use the star at all. In the same way, here we can use it. What we have to use it? ARGS. Now you can see this, it's showing me and help also. ARGS. This is the actually the coding standards. Whenever you want to use a variable length argument, use it ARGS. Now if you want to use the keyword variable length argument, so what you are going to use? Double star KWARGS. Double star KWARGS. Okay, now this is like you can use it here, KWARGS. Guys, now this should be only while you are accepting the values. And remember that always the KWARGS will be storing the data in the form of dictionary. Okay, and ARGS will be storing in the form of tuple. ARGS stands for variable length argument. KWARGS stands for, and whenever you are creating, accepting it, you have to use the star and double star, but while printing, no need to do it, guys. This is an important coding standard. You can see this anywhere. If I'm having something like, I will stop it. Can you see this? Have you seen it? ARGS and KWARGS in the Python. So they are very, very popular. Remember this. This is the coding standards which you have to maintain. Can you see this? Star ARGS and double star KWARGS. Now this is the way you have to write it. Okay, it's not mandatory again. These are the recommendation. What the Python will say that please follow these rules. Now, if you say that I don't want to follow, that's okay. Now, why they will say it is, now tomorrow, like this, my code is like this. You don't have the declaration. You didn't see the declaration. By looking at this ARGS, I will understand that this is a variable length argument. If I put it N1 over here, just imagine I'm putting N1 over here. By looking at the, even though it is a variable length argument, by looking at the N1 over here, I will not understand that this is a variable length argument. By looking at this, what will understand? It's a normal argument. You will think it. But if you are using ARGS, that very easily it is understood wherever you are using it. Now in the same page or in another program or in another program, it is very clearly understood that it is a variable length argument, guys. Okay. Now this is all about our quick introduction about the functions. Okay. There is something like return statement is there, return keyword is there, that we have to cover it. And there are some more like small properties are there, like closure property and passing nested functions and passing of the reference of the function to the another one. These are the ones which we have to learn it before jumping into lambda. There is a recursion function is there. We will quickly cover that, not a problem. Okay, guys, clear? I will stop it over here, and you can do it all these things, whatever we have done it, the assignments of, the employee assignment. Take the employee details, employee name, employee designation, and all those things in the functions using the modularization. Student, I explained you the same way you do it with this, and try to print the prime number, try to print the tables, all this using the functions. I want you to do that. All these things, use the prime number, use the, tables and even numbers, odd numbers, all these things, try to do it using the functions. Okay, guys? Chalo, I will stop it over here. And from tomorrow, there's no class. We'll meet on Monday. Happy Pongal or happy Sankranti. Okay. Okay, guys. Chalo, then I will stop it over here.